Hello guys, so welcome to another video. So in this video we are going to see how to make Burj Al Arab building, which is a hotel, and actually it's pretty famous among architecture as well as tourism. I really like the building, so I'm just planning to do some of my favorite buildings in Rhino 3D and show the tutorial, and so that you can also learn the tools by the way with some interesting buildings, right? So if you try something new, you just share me in the Instagram page so that I can say I can clear your doubts as well as I can be impressed on new stuffs by my students or by like impressed by seeing my tutorial. Okay, let's go into the video. So hmm, suppose I need to bring in the plant part where it is Burj Al Arab. So picture. Well, I just drag in the front part maybe. Now let's move it a little bit to 0,0. Oh, sorry, before doing this, you need to always check the units. So I'm going to check it. By default, it's meter, and I always prefer to work in meters so that I avoid to type a lot of zeros because this is a big building. I mean, a large scale building, and I don't want to be like going into millimeters where I need to type like 3 to 4 zeros every time. I don't like that. Seriously. So I go with the front view. So this is the front view. So we are going to place the view. So I'm going to use the standard. So I'm going to use the interpolate curves. So if you use like control point curves and interpolate curves, if you don't know the difference, I can tell you the difference. So if you want. So you can see the control point curves like the curves has been drawn with a reference to the control point. Interpolate curves like the curve has been drawn with a point which we are giving. Like the point which we are using, when you can see the line has been drawn inside the point, not outside the point. So that's the difference. So I'm just using interpolate curve right now because I need to know. So I'm just using the interpolate curve over here. So I'm just tracing out the outer structure which is required for now. Okay, it has been done. Now let's use offset command. As I said before in the videos, like in Rhino you can see a lot of AutoCAD commands similar to AutoCAD commands, like 90 to 95% of 2D AutoCAD commands are being used in Rhino, so you can use that for like 2D wireframes. So the distance is like I'm just giving it as a reference point like this. So this is a reference, so I'm just using this. Now I'm just drawing a line over here. Maybe I can draw a line over here. I'm just dragging shift so that it auto turns on, and here I'm just dragging a line over here. I'm just turning on the shift again, and now I'm just using this line. Maybe I can ping it over here, and I don't press shift right now because it's not a straight line, it's an angular line. So the line has been drawn. So here I'm just using shift. So this is the format, and you can see there's a line. So I'm just using a rectangle instead of using a separate line. So I don't want to change the size of the thickness, so I'm just copying the same rectangle. And now I'm going to use scale 1D. Scale 1D. So scale 1D is a command where you can scale in a singular axis. No, it is similar like in Sketchup you can scale a single object. So this is the same way. Like you can use scale 1D to only scale on single axis, whereas scale 2D is double axis, and normal scale is like 3 axis, so it's usual. So it's fortunate. So I'm using scale 1D. So I'm just dragging this over here so that it crosses this line, so it intersects with the line so that I can trim it properly. So I'm just selecting these two lines, and now I'm going to use trim. So you can see the line has been trimmed. So I'm just selecting this and I'm just going to use trim. So it's been trimmed again. The same way, I'm just selecting the line. Now I'm just trimming the part. So this has been trimmed. Okay. So now I need to extend this line, by the way. So I'm just using extend command. So it's asking select the curve. So actually, I'm just selecting the curve, then going into the extend command, then I'm just giving the curve to be extended. So like you can do vice versa. When you use the extend command normally, you can see the select the boundary object. But usually I used to select the object, then I give extend. So this option will be excluded. That's it. So if you want, I can show you in normal way. Trim. You can say it's asking for the cutting object. So this is the cutting object, and it's asked. Sorry. So I need to cut this one from this. So I'm just using trim command. So it's asking the cutting object. This is the cutting object. So I need to trim this part. So this part has been trimmed. It's the same way. So instead of that, this is one way, or else you can select all the lines like this, and then select trim. So it's asking for the object to trim. I'm just trimming like this. So it's up to you. You can select the boundary line first, then you can trim it like as you wish, or else you can give like single lines like a cutting object. You can give a value like that also. So it's up to you. I'm just selecting these two lines, and I'm just selecting these lines and using trim. So I'm just trimming the object, and like people are asking for an online tutorial, so I'm just planning to take my online tutorial. But I don't know how many people are going to come, because I'm not going to take n number of people in a single course. I'm just going to restrict to 10 people's. So I'll just upload the form. So the first come first serve. So the first batch only consists of 10 people, because I don't want to take a lot of crowds to the class. I want at least, so 10 will be fine, I think so. So I'll just share you the link where you need to register, and if you're interested, please ping it. I'm just going to give a base pay, because I'm not interested to get more money from student. If you're a student, you just need to pay a base pay, and if you're a professional, then it's there's like different ranges are available. You just select according to your wish, like Rhino Advanced, Medium, or Grasshopper. So you need to select what you want. So it's up to you. So for student, I'm going to give a lot of concessions. Don't worry. So the object has been trimmed. So yeah, I need to extend this also. So I'm just doing this. So I need to use trim. So it's been trimmed. So I need to select this line also, because I need to trim in between, not like the entire line. So I'm just going to join these lines using Ctrl J. There is join shortcut. I hope so you know that. If you don't know, you can like use now Ctrl J, or you can use where is this split. I think so, because I never use the option here, because I always go, yeah, here it is. If you want, you can use join. If you want to unjoin, you can use explode, because I use Ctrl J all the time. So I don't use that. But when I teach something, I'll also always say the alternative ways to do it, so that it's their wish. So they can use this, or they can use the shortcut. So it's like depends on their comfort. I don't force anyone to use this or that. So I'm just selecting everything so that I can join. So I'm just using Ctrl J. So I'm just selecting one by one and joining, because sometimes if I join together and if it's not joining properly, I need to check with every single line. So I don't want that. So if I do it one by one, so that if I have a mistake, I can correct immediately in that place itself. So I don't. So it just saves my time. So I'm just using Control J. So I need to do it here. So it's been joined. Okay, not bad. So it's been done. Okay, so I'm just switching to perspective view because the wireframe has been done. So I'm just going to use extrude curve. So before using that, I'm going to show one command. Extrude along ingalaது and machine full of obligated excel of the intersection contour section geology in 2D creative way point cloud slout fuck man. Okay, extrude closed planar curve. So I'm just going to use extrude close planar curve. So I'm just selecting this, and now I'm just selecting the curves. So maybe I can give like 5 meters. I can change it to shading zones. 5 meters too much to that. I can reduce the size like 1. So this is not to the scale, or like this is not to the perfect value. I'm just doing to the scale. So so if I do it to the perfect value, so the model will be a little bit damn big, and it like sometimes it takes time to create the software. So I don't want to create a mess while recording a video. So I'm just doing it in a proportional way. So that's why. So I'm just hiding this for now. Now I'm going to select this, and I'm just turning the top view, and I'm going to use rotate command. It's asking for the reference, so I'm just using shift. Okay, so here, like if you give s, so the origin object will also be there, and it will also take the copy of the rotate command. So it will be useful. So I'm just moving this like this way. So you can see the framework is being not done. It's like a little bit done. Okay, so I'm just using. So I need to draw the base now. So I'm just drawing a line over here. Now I'm just using rotate command and rotating this line to 45. That is 45. So the line has been drawn. Wait a sec. Okay, sorry. So this line has been rotated. Shit. So I'm just using a line because the line which has been rotated is the frame line, not the main line. So I'm just going to draw a line like this and move it a little bit over here. And now I'm going to rotate this 45. So this has been rotated. So as I did before, like in a rotate command, I gave copy yes. Here you can see there was a copy again, but I need that. So I'm just going to use mirror. So I need for like both the sides. And now I'm just going to use the top. So I'm just going to draw a line over here. So maybe I can scale a little bit like this. So I can scale this too. So I'm just extending this. So I'm just trimming. So I'm just using mirror command. So this is like a base for the building. So and I'm going to join. You know the command, right? It's Control J. So now I'm going to fillet the edges. So it's asking having a radius of 1, which is fine for me. So I'm just going to fillet the edges. Now I'm going to do an offset where I can change the distance like this. Maybe I can change it a little bit. I can do the offset outside. Wait a sec. Okay, so you got like this. No issues about this. Project to C plane. Yeah, done. Project to C plane done. Yeah. So if you get like if you've been thinking this in a wrong way like this, so if you want to stay done in a proper way, I mean if you want to do it in a proper C-plane, you can do the flattened surface, you can do project to C-plane, so the lines will be automatically projected. So this is just an update. I don't want to do it again, so I'm just showing this so that you can so if you have been in this kind of troubles, you can use this technique. So I'm just drawing this, so I'm just using move because it's been in the C-plane. So I don't want this right now, so I'm just dragging this little bit down. You can see. So now I'm going to use a line over here, and I'm going to use sweep 2. So just select this. Oh, I think so. This is fine. If you so in this thing, if I re-edit like this, you can see uh, the surface which you created is not flowing. So that time you can use record history. That is record history. When you turn on the record history, sweep 2, select the first rail, select the second rail, and sweep. So which is being swept. If I select this and move, you can see it is being so if you want, so I'm just turning on the record history. So on this record history, so if I use sweep to right now select first rail, second rail, and select sweep. And now if I turn on, if I'm just selecting this and if I'm just doing the scale, you can see it has been sweep when I change. So the history is like the command history is being recorded so that when you change the input, so it will also change. So this option is available in Rhino. Please explore that option. So I'm just using planar surface. Now I'm just selecting all the trees and using Ctrl J. Okay. So if I do the Ctrl J, so the record history will be broken. That shows the error. That was the pop-up which was showing. So, but just show the record history for your knowledge, not for more than that. It's not purposely. I didn't do anything in here. So now I need to do the elemental pattern which comes in the. If you see the image, this zigzag pattern or something. The truss, so triangular truss. So I'm just going to draw that. So let's go into the top view. I'm going to use line right now. I'm just using shift command. So So now I'm just using this. So this is fine. So I'm just using midpoint. I'm just trimming over here. I'm just drawing a line over here to find the reference between these two lines. So I'm just using trim. Now I'm just deleting this line which I drawn for the reference. So now I'm just using mirror. So it's the mirror. Now I'm just changing the view. So now I'm just going to draw a line. A circle. So in this circle, I'm just going to use vertical option. So it creates your vertical option. Now I'm just pressing shift. So the auto has been turned on. So I'm just using this. Now I'm going to copy this and place it over here. And yeah. Then now I'm going to use circle option again. Vertical. Now so now this has been done. So I think so this one is little smaller. I think so it can be a little bit bigger. So I can use scale, not 1D, like I need to be scaled properly. So you can use scale 2D if the image is in 2D. This is too big. Okay, yeah, this is fine. So let's use a sweep. So sweep 1, so it's asking for the rail, and it's asking for the rail, asking for the cross section. So it's been done. So I'm just using mirror over here. Now I'm just using the same line. I'm using copy. So now I'm going to use sweep 1. So select the rail, cross section. I'm going to use the sweep, select the rail, and shape. So now I'm going to use the sweep the rail, shape. So it has been done. I'm going to select all of these and make it a group. Now I'm going to rotate this part, and yeah, copy is yes. So I'm just going into 120 to 40. So that's it. So you can see a triangular thing has been formed. Now I'm going to make it as group. So it's been grouped. Now I'm going to use move command over here, and now I'm going to place it in the middle. So in this I'm going to change the rotate command over here. So I'm going to rotate it over here. Now I'm going to use scale, not 1D. I'm going to use scale 1. Proper scale. Now I'm going to use a reference point like this. Now I'm going to copy this. I'm going to place it over here. Now I'm going to rotate this. So I'm just rotating this, and now I'm going to use scale command again. So this is in scale. So which has been done. So now I'm going to use copy again, and I'm going to copy this over here. Rotate. Now I'm going to use scale again. don't use scale 1D, use scale. Maybe sometimes I used to use scale by mistake, scale 1D, so that's why I'm just saying. So let's check in the 3D, so you can see it's done. So now I'm going to use this, and now I'm going to mirror it. So the side has been done, and now I'm going to use line. So it's going to be joined over here. So now I'm going to use this one. So this part, I'm just creating a framework to do the center part. So the outer structure is a little bit done, so I'm just trying to do the center part. So I'm just using this. So wait a sec. Oh, it's being here. So okay. So I'm just using this as reference line to match the height. Okay. Okay. So let's draw it like this. So I'm just deleting this part, and now I'm going to use mirror. So in this I'm going to use a line command over here. So now I'm going to use point curves. So I'm just hiding this, which I don't need right now. So the reference is line. Now I need to draw the line. Okay. Now I'm just using line, then I'm using perpendicular line. I'm just drawing this. I'm just using this line over here, so which has been perpendicular over here, and now I'm going to use this. So which is going to give me a perpendicular axis. Maybe I can move it a little bit further, so bigger way. So this is done. The same way I'm going to mirror it, and now I'm going to use Polyline. Now I'm just selecting all the lines. So now I'm going to use curve tool and select this boolean so that I get a proper line. So I don't want to draw it again one by one, so that's why I just got a proper line. So the line is done, so I'm going to use copy, and I'm going to place it over here. So now I'm going to select this, and now I'm going to use curve boolean. So this is done. So I don't want this, I'm just deleting this part. So this is like this, fine, I think so. So now I'm just selecting this and unselecting the line, unselecting this line. Maybe I can move this line a little bit further because I am not working in layers. So if I was working in layers, it would be a little bit easier. So I'm just using explode. So you can see the line which I drawn over here. It's going to connect over here. The same way, the line which I drawn over here, it's going to connect over here. So I don't want a straight line, so I just want a proper curved line. So I'm going to use this one. I mean interpolate curves, and I'm going to trace this part. So the line, so I'll just select the line now. I'm going to move it over here, and now I'm going to rotate it. And then so you can see it's been done. So you can see the point is not that perfect. I'm just adjusting it. So if you want, I'm just dragging the point and doing it again so that you'll get a clear idea. So now I'm just going to copy this, and I'm just going to place it over here, and I'm just going to use rotate again in this way, so that okay, so I don't want this one. I'm just deleting this. I'm just checking over here, so it's been joined properly. So now I need this line to be moved over here, and I'm just editing little bit every elements like this. I mean not every elements, the 3 points, so which will little bit which will be edited properly. So okay, it's not that bad. So now I'm just using line command over here, and now I'm just checking the mid. So actually the model is symmetrical, so if I did one side then the other side can be easily done. So I'm just exploding this, explode, maybe I can maximize the power. So I'm just using swipe 2, so it's asking for the first rail, second rail, third part. So it's been done over like this. Yeah, the same way, first rail, second rail. So you can see it's been done. Okay, so now I'm going to use surface from 4 points to create this part, because this is just a normal surface. It can be created by 4 parts. So the same way, I can draw a line over here which can be used as a reference point. So I'm just drawing over here also. So I'm just using Ctrl J to join the point. So now I'm going to use sweep 2. So it's asking for first curve, second curve, and now so it's been done. So I'm going to join this part, Control J. Now I'm going to use mirror. So it's been mirrored. So now I'm going to select the lines again. So the lines has been done. Now I'm going to use Ctrl J. Now planar surface. So I'm just using this part and this part. I'm using join. So it's been done. Now I want the base surface also to be done. Oh, planar surface. So just done. Let's hide this. Let's select this and bring the hide part and join. So it's been joined. Not bad. So this point has been joined. Now I need to create the floorings inside this. So I'm going to use contour. With the base point is like this, and I'm going to I'm going to give it like the distance maybe 1.5. Also I can give the distance maybe 1 meter. So it's, as I said before, it's not the proportional one. So the lines has been created. I'm going to use planar surface. Then I'm just deleting the lines. Now when I go to select and when I use last created subjects, what the fuck was this, man? Wait a sec. Okay, now I'm going to use planar surface. Yes. So, or else I can use the last created subject. So I'm just going to use contour again. Select the object for contour. Okay, the lines has been created. Extrude curve. Yeah. So maybe I can give 0.01. So the surface has been created. I'm just deleting the lines which I don't need. So now I need to give the thickness for this outer skin. So I'm just using offset surface, flip outside. So first thing is like first one I don't want to solid. So just flip it like in a proper way. So this has been done. Okay. So now I want the center part to be done. So I'm just selecting this and now I'm just going to rotate this in this axis. Now, so before doing this I am just selecting this line. So I'm just copying this line over here. So I'm just going to top view, and now I'm just going to copy, then use rotate. So instead of using this I can use this one, which will be better. So I'm just using this because that one I was adjusting a little bit. That's why I'm just using rotate. So in this rotate I'm just using copy no, because no, I don't need a copy of another one. So I'm just moving this a little bit further. So I'm just selecting this. I'm just a little bit moving everything in a further way. So you can see it's done. So now I'm just selecting this. So in the front view, I'm going to draw. Before doing this, I'm just using all those settings. I'm just changing the settings. So here you can see, like, you can change the degree. So when the auto mode is on, I'm just changing to 45. So now I'm going to use Polyline, which is like this. So when I use shift, so you can see the difference. So this is the one. So now I'm going to use array. That is array along curve. So it's asking for the object. So it's been the object, now the path. So I just give this path and the item to be 15. The 15 is fine. So now, okay, 15. So it's done. But if you see properly, the points are not being joined. So I'm just joining the points in a proper way. Wait a sec. Yeah. So if you don't know what I did right now, if you scroll, if you keep your mouse cursor here, and if you scroll, you can switch with the views. So if you don't know, I'm just did right now by mistake. So I'm just showing it now. So I'm just moving every point and joining over here. So it's been done. Joining. I'm just doing the joining part. I said no by mistake. I'm doing this again and again. Sorry for that. Oh, I'm just joining every part like this. So I'm just joining every line over here. So the last one I don't need, because I'm going to draw a structure like this. So like a platform. So I need a platform like this. So now I'm going to use offset. I want offset related to this, but this is too much. I'm just going to change the distance. Maybe I can change it to the distance to 2. Maybe not 2, maybe distance to 2.5. So I'm just checking the distance with the view is over here. This is too much. I don't think so. I should need like this. Maybe I can use offset, and maybe the distance. I can give the distance over here. So the distance is done. So now I'm just using extend command. So it's being extend. So now I'm using line over here. Line command. Now I'm just using this line extend. So it's been extended. Now I'm going to use line over here. fillet. I just need the fillet point to be done. I need to select the right line. This issue. Maybe I can select this. I'm just using Ctrl G. Now I'm going to use fillet. Radius I can give like 0.5. This point. So okay, this has been filleted the same way. Ctrl J and fillet. So this point. So now I'm going to switch the front view, and so I'm going to use trim. So this has been trimmed. So trimmed, 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 again trimmed, 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 again trimmed. So I am going to trim it again. Now I'm using Ctrl J. Now I'm going to use Ctrl J. Join this part. So now I'm going to use split. So select the object and the cutting object. So it's going asking for object. Now cutting object I can give 2 values. So you can see it's been splitted over here. The same way I'm going to do it around here. Split. Select the cutting object. So this is a cutting object. Select the cutting object. Where I just keep it over. Split. Select the object to split. So this is the object to be splitted. Then it's asking for the cutting object, so it's being splitted over here. But I also need to split over here. So I'm just going to use split again. Object to split. So you can see over here. Now I'm going to use sweep to first ray, second ray, sweep save. So now I'm going to use mirror. So this has been done. So the side part has been done. Now we need to work on the roof part, I mean the top part. So I'm just switching the top, and now before I go with perspective view, because like perspective view is little pretty much easier. So I need to draw on this line, so I'm just using line. So I'm just using shift, copy, line, shift. So curve to. So now I'm going to use fillet. So again fillet. Okay, this is not being flattered, so Okay, this is being flattened. I'm just using extrude, maybe 1.5. So now I'm going to use mirror. I'm just using boolean to join this, and now using merge all coplanar. So now I'm going to use circle over here. So the circle is there. Now I'm going to use offset distance 0.75. So which is done. Extrude 1. Planar surface. So I'm just moving this curve. Scale 1D. So now I'm just using the line over here, line, vertical line. Now I'm going to use copy. Before using copy, I need to draw a line over here so that it gives you a reference. Line. And so now I'm just going to wait. I'm just changing the view. So I'm just drawing this over here. So now I'm going to use revolve. I'm just selecting this and Ctrl J. Revolve. Start of the axis, end of the axis. So it's been revolved. Now I'm just going to use move. So which I'm going to use move it over here. So now I'm just like pushing it a little bit up. So I'm just a little bit pushing it up. Now I'm going to use boolean split, that is here. So you can see. So which I don't need. So it's been done. So it's been joined over here. Now I'm going to join this and merge all coplanar faces. So which is done. So I'm just going to use boolean command merge all coplanar faces. So, which is done. So if I'm just scaling it a little bit down, which is like damn big, 0.5. So this is fine. So now I'm just switching it just like this way. So I'm just changing it to shaded mode. So now I'm going to draw ellipse. So now I'm going to use offset. So the offset command is been done. So I'm just using this. I'm going to use trim. It's going to ask the cutting object. So I'm just cutting everything. So this is being cutted. Now I'm just going to use these two. And now I'm going to extrude. And now I'm just going to move this over here. So which is done. Sorry, wait a sec. So before doing this, I'm just going to draw a rectangle. So I'm just drawing a line first because I want a cross C or more than that. So I'm just using scale 1D, and now I'm just using mirror. Now I just use a line over here perpendicular and mirror it, and now I'm just drawing these two lines. Now curve to. Okay, this is fine. Now extrude curve. So I'm just moving it to the center. Yeah. So this is done. So now, okay, you can see there's a gap over here. So let's go with circle. Circle. Wait a sec. Let's go into standard. Let's go into this dimension. The dimension circle. Okay, let's draw a circle like this. This is easier. So I'm just using this as the reference. Okay, so I'm just using the extrude curve, maybe to this point. So now the line is like, it's been a little bit slanted, so I'm just using this line. Now I'm going to trim. So it's asking the object to be trimmed. Select the cutting object. It's been trimmed. So I need to close this part. So I'm just using shift control to select the edge. Now I'm using planar surface, so which can be done. So I'm just using control J, which is closed. So now I'm just turning off the lines which I don't need, and this part. So render. So the Burj Al Arabs is been done. So it's just a model. It's not that perfect, but it looks similar to that. So say your comments in the comment section. If you have any doubts, please let me know. And if you want to chat with me about your doubts, you can check our Instagram page, which the link has been given below in the description. So we will give as soon as possible the reply. Thank you for watching the video. Have a nice day. Tada, bye bye. See you. Tada.